Hi everybody, hope you're well. Back in the summer, for those 48 hours of absolute bliss that we had, can you remember them? Yeah, I can just about. We had a very hot couple of days and we were away. We were lucky enough to be away at that exact point of the British summertime hitting. We decided to use the air conditioning because it was our first opportunity of using it and we wanted to see if it was any good. Spoiler alert, it was. And we noticed that we had a bit of a problem. We set the temperature here in the caravan using the ALDE auto climate control function. I've got an iNet which I've installed here in the van, and we could set the temperature here in the caravan and it would decide whether to use the air conditioning or use the heating. Very quick, very simple, very easy to use. And we set the temperature here at 22 degrees. Now what was happening was it was never 22 degrees in the caravan, it was more like 16 to 17 degrees. It was freezing cold, but the panel would say it was about 28, 29 degrees, which obviously there you can see there's a bit of an issue. And what was happening was where we were pitched, this side of the caravan was in full blaze of sun. There was absolutely no protection from it. So that side of the caravan was very, very hot. And what was happening was where the thermocouple is actually mounted, that was warming up as well. In bright sunlight, it was heating up the back of the panel, heating up the sensor and giving us a very wrong temperature sensor for here in the caravan. Now there is a way we can fix that, and that's to install an extra sensor inside the caravan and situate it where it's best practice and it's better to use and understand the temperature inside the caravan. We're going to install the discrete temperature sensor from ALDE. Now this sensor itself comes with no instructions. You literally get the sensor, some cable and some waffle on a back piece of paper. But there are plenty of videos on YouTube, including the official one from ALDE, on how to install this. And in that video there's some snippets of golden information which let us know how to mount this in the caravan. But today I'm going to try and fill in all those blanks, put together all the information that I've accumulated over various videos, and we're going to store this in the caravan. So let me show you exactly what you get in the packet. It's really quite simple actually. You get some paperwork and that's it. There's no instructions here at all. It's literally, you'd think that you'd open this up and there's instructions, but no. You get some cable and you get the sensor itself. And that's all we get. Okay, so in terms of tools, what you're going to need, well, you're going to need a 10mm drill bit. I'm also going to use a small drill bit for pilot hole as well. I'm going to use some masking tape to mask up where I'm going to drill so I get a nice clean cut. I'm going to use a ruler and we're going to need a screwdriver to take the panel off. And that's about it. If you've got a complicated place to put this, I would suggest using something like a fish wire or an extra piece of wire that you can pull through to guide this cable through when we actually bring it through. Let me show you where I'm going to place mine. Okay, so we're in the living area now and we're looking at the back of the kitchen unit here. We've got our RGB display here, more about that in a moment. And I've been pondering where to place the sensor, and I think I'm going to place it about here. So the best practice says it should be about 1 meter off the floor, which is going to be about there. And it also says that it should be anywhere near something that produces heat. Well, this is perhaps the best area for this caravan. The heater is down here. Fair enough, the boiler, but it's not in direct wafting zone, if that makes sense. This does generate some heat, true, but I'm going to remove this from this caravan in the next couple of months. I'm doing an RGB delete in this van because I don't like this. I think it cheapens the caravan and I've got a far nicer, better idea for an installation. So that's going to come out. So I'm going to mount it about here. But what I do want to do, because I'm going to replace this with something else, I want this mounted exactly halfway between here, about here. But there is an added complication. On the other side of this panel, there's actually a control module where all the RGB lights actually plug into, and that is mounted about here. So the first thing I need to do is rip that off of this wall, and then I can then put a pilot hole through here. But whilst we're this side of the caravan, let's put some masking tape up here, measure up, and work out exactly where I'm going to fit the sensor. Okay, so that's what I've come up with. I did think maybe here or here, so I'm just going to have a look now to see which one I prefer, because that's going to go about there. I think that's going to be okay. I think that's too close, so I'm going to go there. That's where I'm going to drill it. But before we do that, let's go and have a look to see what's behind the panel. So this is behind the panel on the other side, and you can see what I was talking about here. We've got that controller there in the way, and as you can see, it's all routed through and stuck in place. So just to be on the safe side, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull that off, and that will mean I've got plenty of space there to drill my hole. I don't think it's going to interfere, but better to be safe than sorry. So that gives us a nice clear space now to put our pilot hole through. So I'm just going to use a small pilot hole at the beginning, just so that we can make sure we don't split any wood. No going back now. Like so. Okay, let's tidy that up and see where we're at. So that's the hole. It was actually double skinned, so there was actually more than one skin to go through there. This quite flimsy one here, and then some bracing behind it. Let's have a look on the other side then to finally see where the hole came out. Yeah, so not too bad at all, in fact. It doesn't interfere with that control box in any way, shape or form. So that's not bad. I'm quite happy with that. What we need to do now is run the cable. Okay, so now what we need to do is run the cable. And for this, we need to take the panel off. So there we go. And then it's just 4 screws. They're Phillips screws. They're quite small. I'm going to use my fantastic screwdriver set that Angela bought me for Christmas. Don't go down the sink. Don't go down the sink. Okay, let's pull the whole thing forward. Oh God, wonder where that bloody went. So fitting the cable at this end is actually extraordinarily easy. Once we've got the panel apart, take the backing off, and inside the box housing, we've got a description and a diagram of where things plug into. And what we're going to do is we're going to plug our sensor into sensor sofa, which is the first connection here. So that is the first connection there. That's the sofa. That's important to remember a bit later on. And as you can see, this is the same layout for the 3020 as the 3030. The cable, by the way, has 2 clear connections for one end, and then we've got a Molex connection for the control panel. And as you can see, it's keyed. It can only fit in one way, so that's the way we're going to fit it. So let's put that in, start routing the cable through, and finish off. Right, let's go down in that corner there. So this is incredibly difficult to film, but as you can see, we've got the cable coming all the way down here, and we just need to pass it along around here. So that's what I'm going to do now. Last bit, the cable's here. The cable's got to go through that hole. So let's do that right now. There's one. And there's 2. So there we go, last bit all plugged in. Now we've just got to wedge it back in the hole. That's in. And as you can see, I need to put the switch back in because actually there was some cables just rolled up around here from that switch. It was quite a big bundle of cables. So don't be afraid to take that one out and then pull those cables out to give you a bit more clear space. Okay, so what did I say? We're going for the sofa fitting. So if we have a look here, so as you can see, our battery connection goes in here. That's our backup battery. And then the next one along would be for our bedroom. And the one on the far end is the sofa connection. And that's the one we've just plugged in right there. As per our diagram, which is upside down because that's the orientation of the control panel. Okay. Okay. Okay, good. And finally, the cover. Okay, so it's saying it's 18.5 degrees here, and that's using the internal one there. So let's go to menu, settings, let's click our thermometer and room temperature sensor as it's auto. Let's go for the room sensor, which was the sofa one. Back and back and that's saying 18 degrees. So there's a half a degree difference there already. I'm just going to put my hand over it and we'll see if we can start to make it warm up a little bit. 18.5. Yeah, so I can see that's going up. 19 degrees. I expect if I was to bend over and blow on it, it would shoot up. But that goes to prove to me that that is working. Right, and there we go. A really straightforward installation in actual fact. If I wasn't filming and I was here by myself, I think I'd have that done in 10 minutes. The most difficult part of the whole installation is routing the cable through. So if you have got one, use a fish wire, but if not, use some thin wire, but double it up so it's a bit stiff. And that way you can poke behind cabinets, cupboards, lockers, etc. and just pull the cable through. It very much depends where you're fitting your sensor as to how you manage to work the route through for the cable. The actual kit itself came with 2 meters of cable in the end. I've just had a look a bit more at what I bought, and it was 2 meters of cable, and it is suitable for boilers of the 3010, 3020 and the 3030. So if you've got any of the modern ALDE heating systems, it will work with all of those displays without problems. Now, I purchased this one from the leisure shop on eBay. It was £31.98, 32 quid, which I must admit I think is a bit expensive for what it is, but it's a nicely packaged form. It doesn't look too bad, it's fairly easy to do, and it's all made up ready for you to just literally plug and play. So I'll put a link to this product in the description down below. I'm not affiliated or sponsored by or endorsing by the leisureShop.genuine on eBay, but if you click through onto it and buy it, see if you can mention that I sent them through to them. It'd be much appreciated. The next job I need to do is the external one. I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to do that Tuesday because I've got a fair amount to get back on with later on today. But as you can really see, a fairly easy job to do, and I think that's going to make a heck of an improvement here in the caravan. So please do hit the subscribe button, hit the notification icon if you can do all of that. I'll see you in the next upload. Many thanks for watching, everybody. Take care. Bye bye.